Good morning, fellow peeps and folks. I'm Allie, and today we are having the second half of the RWBY Volume 8 OST. I thought because there were less songs and some of them shorter, I would be able to do it in one part, but I wasn't, because I talked a lot. I'm sorry. Anyone who can fill a whole hour with 3 songs. Whoops. But yeah, in this video we're gonna get the truth, which is probably only gonna be the small part we already know from the episode. Treasure, which is the reunion song, and Friend, a song we already know. And maybe I will listen to Awake at the end, but not really analyze it. Just because we have no, like there is a remix in the whole thing in the soundtrack, but it's not an acoustic version or something what I would listen to usually, so I might just make Awake that last song where I say, hey, bye, and we're just listening to the song right now. But yeah, we've had For Every Life, The Sky is Falling, and Be Strong and Hit Stuff in the last one, and Be Strong and Hit Stuff is definitely a great song. For Every Life and The Sky is Falling are good songs, in my opinion, but, the third just took my heart. And now we'll see what we'll have. I mean, only Treasure will really be something entirely new, but, yeah, I guess we'll just go into the truth as the first thing. Which is obviously the song that played while we've had Cinder's backstory. And, have her Cinderella story, basically, which didn't end as great as, the fairy tale might have had. Oh. But let's just jump in and then talk about the lyrics. So in 3, 2, 1, and go. It's so ominous. I love it. The piano.
Clean the linens, sweep the floors, shut your mouth and
I like that hall with shut, like the echo.
Scrub the dishes in the sink. No one said that you should think. Shine the silver, wash the clothes, and when you're finished, darn the socks. Draw my bath, fetch my slippers, fill my glass, and rub my feet. Hurry up, you're so slow. You're no good, I hope you know that your life is of no use. And the truth is that no one's ever loved you.
Yep. And that's it. We're not getting anything new, but we can talk about what we've had. Oh, no. I don't want to put it on silent. So, I mean, of course we have all those chores, so we don't really have to talk about those things. Just having Cinderella, right? Linens, floors. Shut your mouth. Yep. Like I said, I like the echo that we had with shut your mouth. It's like actually someone saying that, like... Whoop. That's a long part. Scrub the dishes in the sink. No one said that you should think. That's also like... yay. Just work. You're not a person, you're just basically a machine. You're a slave. Yep, all those other chores. Hurry up, you're so slow. You're no good. That, someone just taking her down again and again and again. That your life is of no use, and the truth is that no one ever loved you. Which is, of course, the hardest part and the note we end this on, because, hey, the reason why you're here is because they gave you away and all that. And, I mean, they were mean to you beforehand, so, you know, we're not worse off than they are, right? When we treat you like junk. Right? I mean, if you're treated like that for all your life, I mean, I can understand where Cinder's coming from. It doesn't make her, you know, right. Doesn't make her right. She's still a bad person. She's still doing bad things. But I do think that I've said that in the episode because I love to say that with, like, villains and antagonists or just people who did something wrong. It's an explanation, not an excuse. It explains why she is that way. It explains why she wants power, why she wants to be someone, why she doesn't only want to do the dirty work for people, to have glory for herself, and why she's so ruthless, because people treated her like trash. You know, it doesn't make things right, but it actually explains a lot. And that also means that we don't really have much else to say to this song. Wow. The one thing that I'm through quickly. The next one is Treasure, so that's the reunion song. It's the song we've had when, you know, the groups got together again. There were a lot of hugs between sisters, friends, and more. So yeah, I'm curious. I hope that'll be that it's gonna be a wholesome song. I don't know if it will be character specific or if it will just be every character, because, you know, except for maybe Be Strong and Hit Stuff, which also wasn't that specific, to be honest. Only, you know, The Truth and then later Friend are really, really character specific. For the others, it's more like, yeah, that's a group sentiment. But yeah, I guess we'll see. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Night and day I've waited for the moment when I'd see your face and feel you near.
Yeah, we've got the calm song.
All alone in crowded rooms I'm in, complete. My life is paused when you're not here. Though I walk this world, I am nowhere to be found.
Reminds me of another song actually right now. Not the melody, the lyrics.
Every thought's of you, and for now you're not around. But that's alright, I'll be just fine.
Alright.
I'm not concerned.
Casey!
With sands of time.
I will never be able to sing this song, thank you.
Forever comes and goes, I won't pay it no mind, 'cause the treasure of my life is being by your side.
It is wholesome, but I find it interesting how it says something completely different than Be Strong and Hit Stuff. It's kind of like a counterpart to it.
Hour after hour, I spend dreaming that your voice will wake my slumbering ear.
Doesn't seem any character specific until now.
No man lost, I wander with no place to go, just aimless till you reappear. till you come in view. I keep watch with these sore eyes.
Just staying awake, not resting.
Looking through the tears as the days creep slowly by. But that's alright, I'll be just fine. I'm not concerned with
Casey hitting that high note again. Welp.
If forever comes and goes, I won't pay it no mind. 'Cause the treasure of my life is being where you are. Nothing's gonna shake my
Getting a bridge.
faith. I know you're coming back real soon to my embrace. Though time goes by so slow, I'm never letting go. I won't give up if I spend my life. I know that that's alright.
And we're
I'll
getting back
be
into the
just
chorus.
fine.
Alright.
I'm not concerned with sands of time. If forever comes and goes, I won't pay it no mind. 'Cause the treasure of my life is being by your side.
Right. So that's the song. So yeah, I do have to say, it's, it's not, I don't know. I do think it fits into a category with like All Our Days and Home. Like the songs that are not particularly sad, like Cold would be, for example, or Forever Fall. But there's still like the slow songs, the calm piano, all those. Yeah. And I do think it fits very well into that whole thing. I don't think I have much to say to this, honestly, because night and day I've waited and feel you near. I think I have one big thing to say. I mean, that it works, that line. All alone in crowded rooms, I'm incomplete, my life is paused when you're not here. Which I find is a positive connotation, but it kind of goes against what we've had in Be Strong and Hit Stuff. It goes against the, hey, you should know who you are yourself. This is like, yeah, I need you there to have any meaning in my life. Which, to a certain extent, is fine, but when it gets obsessive, then I find it interesting how they counterpoint what we've had before. Okay, maybe it's not like an exact counter. It's more like I know who I am, but, I still need you. I don't know what to think about that. I don't think I would be thinking about it so much if we hadn't had Be Strong and Hit Stuff beforehand as a song. If we hadn't had that, I would probably just be, oh yeah, it's a nice song. Though I walk this world, I'm nowhere to be found. I think it's from Ashes Remain. It reminds me of the song Without You, because that has a line, you know, the end of the chorus has the line, I'm nowhere if I'm here without you. And that kind of, you know, I'm getting that sentiment. Like, if I'm here, I'm not here as long as you're not here. It has, you know, on the one hand, it's a very wholesome thing to have like, oh yeah, I need you. But at the other side, it's like, okay, calm down. Okay, let's just choose to see it as wholesome. I'll be just fine. I'm not concerned with sense of time. I like that line. It has a nice metaphor. And also, like Casey hitting that note. I'm sorry, but I'll never be able to sing that song. Thank you. Forever comes and goes. I won't pay it no mind. I kind of get the feeling that it's like a, yeah, I need you here. I need you to be complete. And I'm telling myself, hey, I can get through this. It's gonna be fine. It kind of has like a, not a cop-out, but like something similar. Being like, okay, I'm getting through those hard times without you. As long as I can at some point be at your side again. It's like, you know, enduring time. Maybe it's difficult for me to understand because I'm introverted and I need time on my own, and I cannot, you know, in my mind I cannot understand how it would be having my time alone feel like something's wrong. I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't care about people. Of course I care about people, and I love spending time with some of my closest people. But, you know, just the thing of, I can't get behind the sentiment of I need you or something's gonna be wrong. But, you know, there are some people there in the world who are like, okay, I'm gonna endure the time without you, and when you're here, I'm feeling better again. I don't know. I think it just has to do with what kind of person you are and how your perspective is on someone not being there. Because, you know, for me, it's like okay, if someone's not there, they're doing their own thing, that's fine, and I'm doing my own thing. It's nice to spend time together. And I like spending time together. But that doesn't mean that the time apart is less valuable, because it's still a part of our lives. But, you know, the song kind of has this different sentiment of, yeah, with no place to go, just aimless till you reappear, as if, like, this other person is the compass to whatever you're doing in your life, and without it, you just don't know what to do. Just keeping watch until this person comes again, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the most healthy sentiment, to be honest. Nothing's gonna shake my faith. Of course, that's not wrong. Like, having faith that someone comes back, being like, oh yeah, they're gonna be back. They care about me as much as I care about them, or at least enough to, you know, spend time with me again. And in that case, yeah, we've had that thing in Volume 8 where the people were kind of, you know, fighting a little bit. Well, not exactly, but there were a few discrepancies. And I think it makes more sense within the course of the story, because they're like, okay, maybe what I've done wasn't the best. hopefully they still feel the need to come back to me. So, yeah, I mean, never letting go. Yeah, it kind of, it gives all our days feelings and home feelings to me, being like, okay, yeah, that this feels right to be together again, to not having to wait. Honestly, tell me in the comments what you think, because are you a person who would agree with this kind of sentiment, to be like, okay, yeah, there are some people, or just one person or whoever, that if I don't see them for a while, I'm just anxious, and I don't know what to do. I'm aimless in my life, and I need them. Or are you more of a person of, yeah, they have their own journey, I have my own journey, and it's great to have those journeys overlap, but that doesn't make the time apart less valuable. So, or maybe something completely different. I'm curious to hear your opinions. Yeah, and I think that's gonna be all for that. And we're jumping into Friend. Friend. The Penny song. Of course. I mean, friend is her word, right? Did you just call me friend? We've had that song at the end of the volume, so we know that whole song. I didn't talk too much about it during the reaction back when. It's been like about a year. But I have listened to this song a lot of times since then, because, it was the only one that was actually available. And I actually did write a translation. If you know me, you know that I study German and English. And I did write my bachelor's thesis about the RWBY Volume 1 songs that I translated from English into German, and I wrote about the translation process. And some songs just, I have them stuck in my head so much that I'm just, okay, let's try this. It was like that with Until the End. I did translate Until the End. But I also did Friend. And yeah. And that's going to be a problem now listening to this, because my mind is going to jumble up both English and German in my head for this melody again. Because I did memorize my own translation. So, yeah. But let's just listen to it first, and then I'm going to talk about what thoughts I've had over the course. Maybe I'm going to take out my translation and just talk about a few things that I found important enough to, keep, even though it was a little bit maybe jumbly or something. Just talk about that, because we have enough time, since, I've cut this into halves because I talked so much on the previous video. But yeah, let's just listen to Friend, a very nice song. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Darkness like midnight, moonless, there's no light. Another lonely day is ending. Searching forever, waiting, but never finding.
I like how the little beat comes in here.
I dream of the a friend that
won't leave. Yep. Having her theme a little bit. Yeah. Penny.
I heard a song once, it posed this point of view, that wishes made on stars are likely to come true.
I actually have that part in my Discord profile.
At bedtime every night, I search the sky and hope to find a star who'd send a light to me. The one thing I need, just one kind soul with a heart of gold. Then my dreams became real and I finally feel not alone. Do hugs always make you feel this warm?
And that line.
My wish came true the day that you appeared.
Good memories.
We friends, an answered prayer, a chance to share the world, to be a girl who finally felt alive.
Sounds so happy.
I'm so excited. We'll do so many friendship things. Paint our nails, try on clothes, talk about cute boys. Attached but not by strings. You've got problems. Well, then I've got problems too. You'll never face this world alone. I'll be right here. It's you and me. Protectors of each other's what we'll be. You saw my soul through the nuts and bolts. You're the friend I can trust. Help me see I'm not just a machine. And is this what all the feels mean?
The worst part to translate, because all the fields has no direct translation. Just saying, just throwing that in there. Yep. Sad to see her go.
I've been not ready since the day Dad made me. Now I'm in for something more. Might sound wholesome, but strangely, I've got friends I'm fighting for.
Yeah, it does sound wholesome.
But I found that humanity, it came with sacrifice. A path
You always have to pay for things
shielded
you want.
from the wicked, even if I can't. If for real it was worth it to
Again, the
know.
things, that happened in the past, they stay in the past, but still they made you what you are, so knowing someone who's your friend. Alright, that's friend. Whew. Yeah, so I like this song a lot. I do. And I do like how they encaptured kind of, the reference of Penny being Pinocchio and all those other things. The callback to, RWBY calling Penny friend in the very beginning. Gosh, those were times. That was when I still was able to binge stuff, because I started when Volume 5 was coming out, and I was like, woo! So I got that whole thing. So yeah. Going through lyrics. Yeah, it's like loneliness. Woohoo. Searching forever. Waiting but never finding. It's the sad part. Just wanting to have a friend. And then the theme comes in. And just that line. Like I said, I have that on my Discord profile. I heard a song once. It posts this point of view that wishes made on stars are likely to come true. It's a nice line. The song, obviously, being When You Wish Upon a Star. Yeah, Pinocchio reference, and having the Disney feel in there without actually saying it's Disney. But, yeah. Also, when I heard this song, like not for the first time, but like later, when I listened to it, it did remind me of one song from the second Brother Bear movie. Gosh, how did it go again? I don't know how it went, but like the melody kind of reminded me of it. This. I do know the title in German, but I don't know it in English right now. I'm gonna look it up later. But it kind of made me think about the song that Nita sings in the second Brother Bear movie, the one where she returns to the village and stuff. It kind of, the melody kind of reminded me of it. I know that I searched for hours for like, I remember something like that. Where? And it took me so long to find it. So, at bedtime every night, I search the sky and hope to find a star. Yeah. I just imagine, like we see in the picture, just this little Penny who's looking out and be like, I want to have a friend. And just looking, okay, is there a star that I can wish upon? It's just so wholesome. Do hugs always make you feel this warm? Of course, we have that line in the show, which makes it even worse. Penny just hugging people left and right because, you know, she's feeling the warmth, and it's sad. You know, it's happy when you don't know what happens next. It's sad when you know what happens next. You know, to be a girl who finally felt alive. But, you know, it shouldn't have come as too much of a surprise that it would happen. You know, yeah, we do have the references to fairy tale people, creatures, characters. And not all of the characters are pretty, you know, spot on or something. They just take creative liberty with it. But, you know, sometimes they do use parts of the fairy tales. And, you know, it can surprise us, but honestly, we know where it comes from. And in that case, you know, Pinocchio only was a real boy for not that long. In the stories. And that's how it is for Penny. She felt what it could be like, and then she did what she had to do. Of course, Paint and Nails, Try and Close talk about cute boys, a reference to back when, Volume 1. Attached but not by strings. Protectors of each other is also like, okay, we've had that with Blake and Yang. in the atom fight, but you know, it just shows, okay, it's not only them, it's like protecting each other has a big meaning in different kinds of relationships, in familial relationships and romantic relationships, in friendships. You know, caring about each other means that you're going to protect each other. Help me see I'm not just a machine. Yeah. Which kind of, you know, I needed some time when they had this in the show and told Ambrosius what their plan was. I needed some time to figure out what exactly was the plan. What exactly did they mean by all that? It took me a few watch throughs to be like, okay, I think I understand it in total now. Yeah, all the fields, the worst line in history to ever translate. Combat ready, of course, being also something we know from the very beginning. Might sound wholesome, but strangely I've got friends I'm fighting for. Yeah, it's like it's cliche, but it's true. And I like how they acknowledge, like, yeah, technically, you know, it sounds like something wholesome I just made up on the spot, but honestly, it's really what I feel. And then we have the sacrifice part, to shield you from the wicked. You know, giving up yourself to save a friend, to be a friend. And even if I can't live for real, it was worth it to know you. Being like, yes, the memories are what is most important, the memories we made. And then we go back into the chorus. Penny, it was nice to have you there. Sad to see you go. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything, you know. I could talk about my translation, but for those who don't know German, it's not gonna make much sense. I mean, some of those lines were really easy to translate, where I was just like, okay, those rhymes actually work in German too. Or something like that. But yeah, the lines with "do hugs always make you feel that warm" and is that what all the feels means? Those were some of the most difficult lines I've ever translated, because it was like, I mean, the hugs were still okay, but the all the feels is like such an expression that is very difficult to translate in a way that doesn't need a lot more syllables. Yeah, but I think it was, you know, I've translated worse songs. Wings was a lot harder, I think. With its very slow parts. But Friend was very nice to translate, because when I did it, it was also like very fresh in my mind. I was still very, very sad. Like you see, I'm not tearing up or anything, because I've come to terms with it, and that Penny's gone, and you know, it's just, in the end, even if it sounds harsh, it is just a character. But back when it was still fresh, I was like, okay, let's do this as a tribute to her. But yeah, if you want to hear more of, you know, the translations and everything, just, you know, tell me. Maybe I'll try to get, you know, some instrumentals and try to do it even though my singing voice is definitely not like Casey's. Like, not at all. But yeah, this was the last song that was specifically, and it wouldn't be a reaction and a video from me if I didn't get a package right now. Well, my dad got a package again. Falling back into old patterns, I see. But yeah, those were the songs of RWBY Volume 8. Like I said, if you want to hear any of my translations, whatever, other things, just tell me. I might try to do it someday in the future, but don't expect it too soon. I am actually thinking of cutting short a few things on the channel. You hear it here for the first time. Honestly, I could just tell you outright, because, you know, everyone who's listened to this video for all this time probably is interested in how the channel will go in the future. So, when Owl House is done, which we will get new episodes soon, so it will take a little bit longer than I thought. When Owl House is done, that will be it for, you know, the Sunday show that I usually had. Which means that I will do Owl House new episodes until there's no new episodes, and when they are new episodes, I will still do them, but, you know, just like that. Instead, Red vs. Blue will jump into Sundays, because, you know, I kind of want to have that like this. Red vs. Blue will jump to Sundays, and when RWBY Volume 9 comes out, and everything else RWBY, it will still be Saturdays, like I've always done. The only difference is that Red vs. Blue will not be paused for it. It will still go on Sundays after that. So as soon as that jumps, there's no, I'm gonna break it up to get to RWBY instead. Fridays is still Patreon only show, which will come out a few weeks. You know, still a while. I still have to watch the 3rd season of Overlord, and until everything is through, it's gonna be December on YouTube. On Patreon it will be very, very much earlier, but we'll see. But after that, this is also gonna be the last Patreon only show. And after that, I'm gonna break down the tiers slowly. Be like, okay, you don't have to pay me for not getting content, of course. If you want to still support me, that's fine, but, you know, it's just, I don't want to take money for something that's not there. And yeah, so Fridays on YouTube will still go until December. Red vs. Blue will jump to Sunday and still be there until it's done. RWBY will come in when it comes in on Saturdays, and when Owl House is done, I'll just see if there's any new episodes. If there is any show that I want to do, I'm gonna do it. But I'm not gonna force myself to watch new shows as a reaction instead of maybe just watching it with my friends. That's why I'm not doing Vox Machina. I mean, I did watch Vox Machina with my friends, and I'm very interested in it. I mean, you know, the 1st season was great, but I did enjoy watching it with my friends a little bit more than reactions, because reactions do start to feel like chores, and I don't want that to happen. So maybe I'm gonna pick it up at some point again, but I am in a transitional period of my life. I'm currently preparing to, at some point, write my master's thesis and then get a job. So I don't know how much time I will have. which means that, yeah, I'm cutting down on the channel. I'm sorry, guys, but RWBY will always stay. RWBY will always come back. As long as it's there, it'll return. You never know when, but it will. But yeah, I hope that you understand. And to end this video off, next week it'll be Red vs. Blue again. Season 13. But to end this video off, we're gonna listen to Awake, which we heard in the episode Midnight. Song from Ok Goodnight, and you know, we'll just close it off with that then. So I hope you liked it. On this note, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. And now let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. I do think that Ok Goodnight has a very unique way of writing and performing songs.